This is going to be a review of a bunch of headlamps I've bought over the years. The newest ones are on the right and the oldest ones are on the left. I have direct links to most of these lights, the ones that haven't been discontinued, in the video description down below. Some of these lights take 18650 batteries, which is the battery on the left. It's way bigger than a AA battery and way more powerful. If you are going to use this light, for a multi-day hike on the Appalachian Trail or something, you probably would be better off with AA batteries where you could purchase new ones while you're on your trip. Okay, let's take a look at these lights. The newest one I have is the Boruit RJ3000. It's 4,000 lumens, was only $22.59, and takes 18650 batteries. It is amazingly bright, just an amazing light. So let's look at the beam pattern for this light. What I did was I set up my camera 17 feet away from that bicycle. I also set up my GoPro on the floor, but ended up not using any of the footage from it. I put my camera on manual exposure and manual shutter speed, so all the lights would be compared equally. And this is the beam pattern from the Boruit RJ3000 with the center light on only. And this is the beam pattern, the two side lights on, which is the way I prefer to use this because you don't have a hot spot in the middle. It's a very even beam pattern. This next picture is with both the side and the center lights on. Just notice how bright and wide and how well everything is lit up, because you're not going to see that when I get to the later lights. The next light is the STREAMLED, which is 1200 lumens, still quite bright, nice wide beam pattern, $17.60, takes AA batteries. So as you can see, it's not as bright, and the edges are a little brighter than the center, but it's still quite bright and quite good, just a great light. The next light is the Boruit RJ2000, which is a good light, except I've had issues with it in the cold weather. It gets very dim very quickly, even with brand new batteries. So as you can see, the beam pattern is nowhere near as wide as the other lights, but it is very bright. So the next light is the Fenix HP20, which only has 230 lumens and is a whopping $90. That little diffuser thing reduces the light even further, making this light nowhere near as bright or useful as the other lights, in my opinion. So here's the beam pattern for that light. Very much a spot. Pretty bright spot, but very much a spot with very little peripheral lighting. The next light up is the Fenix HP10, 225 lumens, still a pricey $77, takes AA batteries. The beam pattern is definitely a spot and not as bright as the HP20. The next light up is the Princeton Apex, which I highly recommend you do not buy, because look at this. See that little thing right there? That is where the plastic that held the strap on broke off. Now that, if that had only happened to one light, it would be okay. But it has happened. Didn't happen to this one. But it happened to this other orange one. See, it broke off at the top left and the bottom right. And the light's not cheap, 60 bucks. And here's the beam pattern. Again, pretty much a spot, not very bright. So the last light I'm going to show you is an old black diamond. It's not an LED light. I don't know the lumens or anything about it other than it takes AA batteries. And it's pretty dim. That's what we used to ski with. Now we ski with things that are way brighter. So this is going to be a little summary of everything I just showed you. The RJ3000 up at the top, very, very bright, amazing light. RJ2000, very bright, doesn't work in the cold, wouldn't buy it. STREAMLED 1200 lumen, very bright, great light. The Fenix HP10, very much a spot, very narrow, very expensive. HP20, that's the newer picture of it. Better, but still very much a spot, very expensive. Princeton Tech, definitely do not buy that light, way too easy to break it. And finally, the black diamond, vintage black diamond, that's what we used to ski with. Can't believe we used to ski with things that dull. Thanks for watching.